This year for Valentine's, I'm gonna try something different. I put my name in an online matching site for a surprise Valentine's date. I'm a little nervous. For one, well, come on. It's a little weird going on a first date with somebody that you don't really know anything about. It's nerve-wracking. I mean, what will she be like? Will she have a sense of humor? Does she like to dress nice? Or will she just be loud and a little ratchet? Or even a catfish? What if she's a dude? Okay, now I'm thinking about it too much. But yeah, secondly, how should I be? I don't dress fancy, but I'm not exactly bummy either. I try to stay pretty fresh. I'm a little scared to underdress. I don't want to embarrass her either. I did get to see a picture of her, along with her name obviously, but we'll keep that private. She's gorgeous. Long brown hair with incredibly soft looking skin. Catfish? Well, I'm on my way to see her now, walking into the restaurant where we're supposed to meet, and there she is. Wow. Not a catfish. I didn't get a bio of her. The idea is for us to get to know each other. And let me tell you, it's going great. She's laughing at the right spots in my jokes, talks softly just the way you'd expect her to, almost too low to hear, which is fine because it made me get closer. But not too close. Things went so well that finishing our date, she accepted my invite over to my house. Immediately, things got hot. We were all over each other, making our way down the stairs. She was so into me, she didn't even notice the fact that we were going down the stairs. Or the smell. It wasn't until she heard the whimpering that she froze. She screamed when she saw what it was, trying her hardest to get away from me and run back up out of my basement. But I can't let that happen. Because what's better than having a Valentine for Valentine's Day? Having two. My wife and I will be going on a Valentine's Day charter bus trip this weekend. We ran away together at a very young age, and have been together long enough to not have any new restaurants to try, and the theater this year is very interesting. It'll be a 3-day trip for the weekend, and we both work from home on our computers, so it'll be easy to take off any days we want. We live in Oregon, in a town on a mountain, surrounded by mountains. It looks a lot better than it sounds. Green everywhere, and wildlife at your doorstep. It's amazing. And lonely, but that's what we wanted. We'll be going to California. San Francisco to be exact. We want to see the bridge. We've already purchased our tickets and the bus leaves in the morning. We received a text saying that they've got some new passengers to pick up, so we'll be leaving an hour early, which is fine with us because we're already ready. But honestly, I'm a little nervous. Getting on a bus with strangers? The bus wasn't very big either. It almost felt like a catfish, because I'm certain that that wasn't the bus that I saw on the post. But whatever. Maybe they're using a smaller one for less passengers. The inside wasn't very nice either. I expected a much nicer inside with a lot more space. It looked like a school bus with the seats turned sideways. I've never been in one of these, so I don't know what they're supposed to look like. But that pole in the middle clearly suggested it was used for something else. Regardless, a few minutes into the drive we fell asleep, only to be woke by a phone call. It was the charter bus people. I answered, thinking maybe there was a payment issue or something, but the woman on the phone asked me where I was. I just stayed quiet, listening, confused. She said the bus was ready to leave 5 minutes ago, that they were just waiting on us. I explained to her that I received a text, and that, well, I was already on the bus. Or, well, on a bus at least. I got up to ask the driver about what the hell was going on, and he just sat there, ignoring me, staring blankly out to the road in front of him. I asked him to stop the bus, but he continued to ignore me. Not sure what to do, I went and told my wife that, well, we could be in danger. We looked out the windows, and although the sun was out, we couldn't see where we were. Nothing but trees everywhere. We weren't even on the freeway we recognized. Just a single lane road with no cars passing or anywhere in sight. I wasn't about to call an accident, so we tried calling for help. Problem was, my wife let him know that we were calling the police. And so the driver sped up, turned the wheel as hard as he could, and the bus flipped over. We flew to the other side of the bus, which was now the bottom, with the seats from the other side and all of our stuff falling on top of us, and everything went black. I wake up to my wife shaking me, crying, asking what the hell are we gonna do, and tells me the driver had his seatbelt on, so he just took it off, grabbed her bag, and left. I found my phone, but it was smashed. Surprisingly, my wife had hers in her bag. I thought she'd be snapping the whole confrontation. This is no time for jokes, but I mean, come on. Something heavy landed on my leg, and my ankle felt like exploding when I stood. And where do we even go? What do we do? I don't feel like I can walk, and we have no phone to call for help. And where did the driver go? As soon as that thought came to my head, I heard voices coming from the woods. Sounded like a few guys laughing and shouting out in excitement. We quickly climbed out of the bus with my leg just dragging behind me, unable to move it or put any weight on it. and we make our way to the woods in the opposite direction. A few minutes into it, we hear the sound of things being thrown around, and the voices turned angry and got louder. I couldn't go anymore. The pain in my leg was too much, and I was beginning to feel weak and nauseous. I fell down, and again, everything went black. When I woke up, it was dark, and I shot up quicker than the pain in my leg looking for my wife. But I fell back down, and my wife caught me. She dragged me under a bunch of trees, and I was laying on her lap sleeping. She says the voices came really close to us, and that they were talking about us, looking for us. She did the best she could covering up the drag marks, but they have to know we're close. I listened closely, and yeah, I can still hear them. They were close. My leg felt like it was a rock. The pain was gone, but it was numb and heavy. We got up and tried making our way to the road. Maybe we'd see a passing car or at least get our sense of direction. But when we got there, we only felt worse. The bus was gone. The damage to the concrete was still there from the bus sliding down the road, and there was things littered all over the floor. But there was no bus. Suddenly, some headlights turn on behind us, and then the bus starts coming straight toward us. A few guys are hanging out of the windows, cheering on the driver. We turned to run, but it was too late. I look over to my wife, and well, I guess it's only fitting that we ended still running away together. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm finally gonna have a guy that I can call mine for Valentine's Day. I've been in college for so long that between work and parties, there's just not much time for anybody other than myself. But that's ending now, and I have to start thinking further ahead than just what I'm gonna wear tonight. I know my parents are there for me, but what's good in being an adult if you can't live on your own? And I've been through enough at home to not want to go back. So I found a job in an apartment near them instead. And I actually met my man here at work. We worked different shifts, but one day he just started talking to me as I was getting my things to clock in, and he was on his way out. And it went like that for some time, until he asked me out. Then things took off. It was like we were made for each other. I didn't need anyone or anything else. He was everything to me. Although I'll admit, things have gotten bad. I didn't want to realize it at first. I acted like everything was okay and let him win any argument we'd get in. I was trying. I love him. And then he tried dumping me. Said I was getting dull. Well, guess what? I won't give up on us. It's 11:55 on February 13, and he's still bleeding from the knife wound. No way to dress him proper unless I want to dirty his new suit. I've only had him tied up since this morning, but he doesn't want to eat any of my meals or even drink water. He just wants to sleep, so I'll let him. I'm not sure how bad he is, but hey, just 5 more minutes, baby. Isn't this exciting? Being alone on Valentine's Day is the worst, especially if you decide you want to eat something nice that day. Everybody just stares as if waiting to see how late your significant other shows up, or if you're being stood up altogether. Like, if we're going to the same place, wouldn't we come in the same car? I get relationships are different, but come on. Then you have those people that want to be nice, that'll walk by and whisper something encouraging, like, yo, I'm single. That's only making me feel worse. But whatever, this is the year all that changes. I'm letting loose. The excitement of finally coming out of my shell is incredible. Finally, I feel free. Got myself ready and headed out. The love in the air was refreshing. The smile on my face so pure, random people were greeting me while I was walking down the street. It felt good. But where should I go? Somewhere where the love was strong. Maybe some of it will rub off on me. But it didn't. As soon as I walked in alone, like always, people were staring. I took my seat and ordered my meal. While using 2 menus, I might add. Guess it was VR. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, everybody was the same as always. Looking at me, feeling sorry for me, wondering why I was alone, judging me. But I felt good. I had a purpose. And having my favorite as my last meal really pumped me up. So once I was tired of the silent judgments, I reached into my duffel bag, grabbing the spaz by the grip, and proceeded to pump everybody else up in there with me. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you all for listening. I've been sitting on this for quite some time. Finally manned up. But please, like and subscribe. Help the motivation so I can get these stories out to you as quick as I can. And remember, if you don't do it, somebody else will. Until next time, what's your story?